As we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the global cues from last night and how Asia is performing this morning, how the European handover was yesterday, and how two commodities, oil and gold, are faring this morning. Now, coming to the US, which is of course the most important market, US futures are continuing their meteoric rise despite the market being closed for President's Day yesterday on Monday. So futures on the Dow were up 215 points overnight. Stocks look poised to hit new record highs as soon as the market opens tomorrow, which will be tonight for us here in India. S&P futures are up 22.5 points as well, that's 0.5%, and then Nasdaq 100 futures are up 76 points or 0.5% as well. So it's not limited to just the Dow or the blue chip index. The tech stocks, the S&P and the Nasdaq are all faring fairly well as far as futures action is concerned. Asia is taking good cues from that this morning, as one might imagine. The Nikkei is up 0.75% in early trade. The Topix was up 0.43% in early trade. The Kospi was up 0.52% in early trade. That's in South Korea. And in Australia, stocks also rose, with the S&P ASX up around 0.46%. So across the board, doesn't really matter where you're looking. Asia Pacific region fairly upbeat this morning. Of course, the mainland Chinese markets are closed for the Lunar New Year holiday, which is taking place today. That's Tuesday, so no cues coming out of China. But the rest of APAC as a region looking very solid this morning. Now, Europe yesterday closed higher as well on recovery hopes and vaccine rollouts. The Stoxx 600 was up 1.4%. That's quite a large gain for that index. Media stocks led the gains, 4.2% up for media stocks. And shares in Vivendi particularly were up 20% when the company announced plans to list Universal Music and distribute 60% of the gained capital to shareholders. So that's your equity markets for you. Oil prices hit a pandemic high yesterday as a winter storm is gripping the United States, and that of course is holding demand and posing a certain production risk, right? So freezing weather racked portions of the US and fostered demand for fuel. The weather simultaneously threatens to hamstring oil production in Texas. Brent crude climbed 1.4% to $63.33 per barrel. That's the highest we've seen in 13 months. WTI was up 62 cents or 1% at $60.09 per barrel, also up 24% in 2021 and the highest levels that we've seen since January 2020. So again, in 13 months almost. Frigid weather means that many oils may be shut in, so this might just be the beginning of a larger price action for oil. Finally, gold dipped as the highest usually US Treasury yields hit us yesterday, 11-month high for those. Spot gold fell 0.1% on the back of high Treasury yields to $1821.84 per ounce. US gold futures were slipping 0.1% to $1,822 per ounce. Platinum rose 1.1% to $1,265 after hitting its highest since January 15. So platinum outshining gold, taking a bit of a dip yesterday.